I'm DC from Civvy to Commando, and I'm back with Ginge Royal Marines PTI. And topic today, we're going to talk about Commando Prep. And I suppose Commando Prep is the whole journey of, I'm a young person looking to join the Royal Marines, preparing in every way, physically, mentally, every sort of way in terms of leading me up to starting basic training. And what people should be doing, what people probably aren't doing, and to give people a bit of a better direction of what to do from the very start. So what does Commando Prep mean to you, Ginge?
Well, preparation in everything is the key to success, in my opinion. And that normally comes with honesty, discipline, applying yourself to something, having the discipline to do what you need to do as opposed to what you want to do, which is commando training, really. I don't want to get out of bed. You've got to, mate. We've got to clean the showers. We've got to clean we've got to clean the block. We've got a lesson at this time. So it's having that discipline to be able to do what needs doing as opposed to what you want to do. And that's transition. The transition is let's go back to, let's refer to when I was in training, because that's all I can see at the moment, and then we'll try and talk about the
training was in black and white then, wasn't it?
yeah. So me and John Pretty John, right? We were in Act the Carrot. Yeah. Mate, it wasn't that long ago. It was 2002, is it? Yeah. It's a bit.
I'll let you off.
Yeah. All right. So we referred to it before, and there's nothing you can do about this. There was nothing to refer to back then. It was just the generation I was born in. And no doubt there was someone 20 years ago saying, "Oh, but when I was a nod." Cheers, mate. So I don't want to be that person, but I will be that person for a little bit, and I'll tell you about how we got around it. So I was fortunate enough. I had a really good family friend. I can't mention his name because of the jobs that he's done, but he was a family friend, and he just turned out to be the most feared bloke in the Corps at the time. Like, the nod killer, the Godfather, he was like the Don of bootnecks. I didn't know this. To me, he was just my dad's mate, and he was the one. I always wanted to go in the military. I didn't really know what the Marines were, and when I met him, he was like, told me about what the Marines were, told me about where they went. He's like, if you go in any other force, you'll end up going to Germany, Cyprus, and Northern Ireland. If you go in the Royal Marines, I've been in 3-4 years. He's been in about 5 or 6 years at the time. He's been around the world like 4 times. So I was like, I joined to travel and go to war. And get out of Stockport. That's all I wanted to do.
Can't blame me.
Hey, I love Stockport.
That was nasty.
Count it till I die, But yeah, so that was it for me. And the influence he had on me. He was a Royal Marine PTI, and then I was like, right, I want to be a Royal Marine PTI. I didn't want to be that. I wanted to be him. He was that infectious. He had this passion and this energy when he spoke. He kind of like cemented it into my head, and he made me believe. I'd have followed him to the end of the planet.
Serious role model.
Unbelievable. And when you look at him, he's history of the Corps, what he did, and everything. You can see why. He was an unbelievable soldier and a great person to be around, and an utter professional. So I was fortunate to have him to ring up occasionally. Telic was just kicking off, so he got deployed on that, and then I just kind of he said to me, "Look, you want to prepare for the Corps? Go and pack yourself a tent, go and get up Kinder Scout up on the Pennines and sleep up there for a week. Come back at weekends, go up again the following week. You got to live up there." And you know what? He wasn't wrong. It's very similar to what we do in commando training. You go in the field, you live, you survive, you administrate yourself.
It's a change of lifestyle and a taking away of your creature comforts, isn't it? You can start with the absolute foundations of this. Like, when you're preparing for it, you've probably left school. I'll just wake up whenever I want. My mum will cook me tea, my washing gets done. Well, guess what? The 3 things, you're going to be up early, you're going to be doing your washing, and you're going to be, sorting your food out and everything like that. So it's just about putting these little differences into your life before you go.
Yeah. And, everything comes at a cost. It doesn't sound, if you put that in a video and put it on telly, you'd be like, I'm not joining that job. But when you look at the lifestyle afterwards, where you go, what you do, the people you meet, the opportunities you get, playing rugby league in Australia, mate, I can't, jungle warfare training, I've been on 5 canopies now. you know, as a jungle warfare instructor. I joined to travel, so travelling for me was the pinnacle.
Same, mate, yeah.
And I've been to every continent. I have been to like majority of it. I'd say every country then, but I've been to every country. But I've been to a lot of countries that I would, you know, Belize, Brunei.
I didn't even know that.
Diego Garcia, like, do you know what I mean? It's not even on the map.
Yeah.
You know, places where you go and things you do, you will never ever do, and that's the price you pay.
It's worth that bit of sacrifice and uncomfortability for long-term gain. And
Yeah.
I was under the, you know, no one was going to give anything to me.
Yeah.
I had to go and get that for myself. I wasn't from a family like some people. When I knew I was going to get given a Range Rover when I was 18, when my dad's business, I was going to go and work for them like some people. That wasn't going to happen for me. So if I wanted these things, I had to go and do it. And this was the way that I saw it. And, you know, I joined when I was 16. By the time I was 18 and my mates were still at school, still in sixth form, I'd been to Thailand, been to Afghan, been to Australia, been to Dubai, all these places, I'd been skiing, I'd done this, I'd done that, I'd been to France, you know, I had a ship trip coming up and I'd stop at 5 countries. I was like, I was collecting, you know, if you were collecting patches of places that you'd been to, I was like, blimey neck. And my mates were like, you know, I've got my first lads holiday to my golf coming up soon. Granted, they were probably getting paid more than me in the job they were going to go and do. But some things you can't buy.
Mate, my mum always said to me, I think it's Bob Marley saying, some people are so poor, all they have is money. And it's, when you look back, you know, I will sit at my top table, whether it's leaving the Corps or leaving this planet, and I will have no regrets in anything I've done.
Can't buy stories.
You can't buy, mates, memories are worth so much more than money. You know, and when you have created that, you've got out. That's what makes Tom Merriman. That's what take a little bit of everyone who I've met, and it makes the person that you are. There's no school out there. There's no education system out there that can teach you how to be that person, apart from the Royal Marines. And it's not the Corps. It's the people that you surround yourself with. We've referred to it in another video. You've got to take every opportunity you can to get whatever you can. You're on this planet for a heartbeat. You're in the Corps for even less. You have to, like, literally, it feels like yesterday when I joined the Corps, and it'll never leave me. That my mates will always, the people I've met, colonels, Marines, recruits that I've developed a good friendship with and a good relationship with, and I'll keep in touch with them till the day I die. You know, I spoke to the CPC a while ago, and I was like, look around this room now. Hardly any of you know each other's names. Someone in here will be someone's godfather, someone's child's godfather. Someone in here will be someone's best man. You know, someone in here will be saving someone's life and helping someone's family while they're deployed. That's the sort of bonds that you're going to create in the Corps. You don't get at IKEA or Tesco's. Mate, you don't. You go and be a project manager if you want, or some consultancy firm and work on your own, sit behind your laptop and be your own best mate. Boring. It is boring. And when you're 80, 90 years old, or 60, 70, whatever, and you're tapping out, you can look back on your life and go, I was a bit boring. Mate, I ain't stopped. And I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
And whenever you came home, you know, like, we'd sort of go away for 6 months, you'd come back and you'd go to the pub where the same people from school, in the same pub, talking about school, and you're talking about fast roping from helicopters, jumping off cliffs, falling off cliffs, you know, being shot at, being whatever, all this stuff that people cannot relate to, stories you cannot go and buy. And someone said this the other day, I can't remember who it was. Someone really rich was like, oh, I want to sign up to this weekend. I want to do this experience and see what it was like. Well, you'll never be able to sign up to Afghanistan and know what that was like. No. You'll never, ever experience that. No matter how much money you've got, that's something you can't buy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
So I've got a friend, I'm not going to mention his name. I'll say a work.
I reckon you've got no mates, mate.
So I got a mate who. So at the time I was the corporal on the PRMC, and so he'd spotted me on the video had come out on YouTube about the PRMC, and one of my mates had said, "Oh, I know him. He's a lad down in Exmouth," and he's like, "Oh, can you hook me up with him? I want to join the Corps." So this bloke rings me up. I want to join the Corps. I was like, right, all right, sound. Can I? This was like 2018. 17, 18. So before all the programs and everything and all the PTs and everything came to the surface, it was, you know, unheard of really. He rang me up and asked me for some advice once to join the course. So I'm like, look, I'm going for a run later. I'll take you round. Didn't charge him any money. I'd have probably been sacked if I'd have charged him money. But I said, I'll take you around the mile and a half route. I said, I'm going for a run later. I said, I was going to go down the beach, but I'll go down the mile and a half route and I'll show you around it. It's dead easy, like, nice and flat. You know, that's when you had to do the mile and a half back. It's stopped that now.
By the sign.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. So he rings me, he's like, oh, mate, I'll pay you. I was like, I don't need any money and I'm not allowed to take any money, so please keep your money. I said, come around my house, this is my address, we'll go for a run. Turns up, Bentley 4x4. I was like, whose is that? It's mine.
Actually, you can give me some of that money, you know?
Right, yeah, reference, get your checkbook out, put a couple of zeros and a 1 in front of it. Yeah, I was like, well, we need to have a chat. So my idea was just get in his car and go. And I was like, right, come in, we need to have a chat. And he'll vouch, hopefully he'll out himself and go, that was me. I don't know if he will.
Get in the comments, mate.
Yeah, get in the comments. So he comes, I said, right, what the hell, over? So it's like, basically, I am rich, I'm a millionaire, really successful. I did, donated a lot of money to Royal Marines charity, helps out Royal Marines, does a lot of good things. Very clever bloke, really nice bloke. Why the Corps? Why now do you want to join the Royal Marines? And I was thinking back now, it was quite shallow for me to ask that question. Because I'm thinking, I joined the Marines to travel the world and go, I didn't join for the money. Yeah. I didn't go, I'm going to get paid a lot, or I'm going to get paid 24/7, I'll join the Royal Marines. And I said the same thing to him, I was like, why are you joining the Royal Marines? Now, he might have said to travel the world and go to war, but he didn't. He said, look, I'm really successful, I'm not going to lie. I'm in business meetings after business meetings after business meetings. I went and did a charity gig at Guildhall, and I saw the camaraderie between the bootnecks on this table. And I haven't got that. I've got friends, but I haven't got that link, that connection. Now, this is the other end of the spectrum. This is like mega rich, and he wanted a bit of that. So, I sat down and I was honest with him. I was like, look, mate, let's say you pass out at the Royal Marines. Let me say I get you to a standard where you can pass. You go into Royal Marine Commando training, you pass out. You're then going to be going down company lines with 17, 18-year-old kids talking about filling in Dorman and whatever they got up to a weekend, going to Thailand or whatever happens over there. I don't know, I've never been.
Nothing happens.
Do you know what I mean? Went to visit a few beaches and islands and stuff like that. I did a bit of like Zen stuff, like, found yourself.
I know a lad, sorry to cut you off. I've got to
don't worry about my day.
He told his missus that he was off to go and do some tropical training. He actually went to Thailand during leave.
Tropical training, yeah.
What he had to do at night, we had to go down to the beach and he had to take a fot in some like training clothes and all that, so he could send it back to his missus, and then he'd go back and get changed and like go out drinking.
Getting in rig.
But he was just like, yeah, this is hard work, blah blah blah, and just firing it back. And he was like, no one tagged me in anything, like no photos, nothing like that. So back in, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't me, by the way. Jungle warfare, I didn't go to Thailand.
No, I didn't have that.
So he wanted that, and when you look, that kind of, I'll never forget that moment. Because I was quite shallow thinking, why would you want to join the Marines if you're a millionaire? Because the Royal Marines will give you things that money can't buy. 100%. And I'm not saying this because I'm a Royal Marine. No. I'm sure the Army, the RAF, the Navy and everything else, the Paras will do the same. But you create them friendship circles, you create the memories, you go to them countries, you do things you've never done before. It's definitely 100% something I would recommend. If my son came in tomorrow and said, Dad, I want to join the Royal Marines, I'd be like, 100%, mate. Do it.
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to be talking about Commando Prep.
Make sure you put my name down for the bounty, though.
Yeah, I'm not allowed that. Yeah.
One of the things that before we actually do leap back to what we were meant to be speaking about, with both ADHD to the yingers, but one of the things that it sort of gave me, I joined up, 16, stammer, nervous, shy, not confident. Being honest, this is my idea of hell. I hate speaking on camera, but yeah. Nervous, shy, not confident, and I'd say I come back, I hold my own with anyone speaking now, like something I never thought I would be able to do, stand up and speak to schools, to businesses, to like things like that, something I genuinely, hand on heart, never, ever thought I would be able to do. I would not have the confidence to do any of those things now if I hadn't have gone through commando training so young, and probably, sounds cheesy, but changed my perception of what is possible.
So did you have the stammer at school?
Yeah. It was much worse when I was much younger. But when I went through training, I was really nervous and I was just struggling to report and all that stuff. My nickname was Mumbles going through the Corps. Everyone knows me as that, like Mum. Some people didn't even know my name. But I would not have the confidence to do anything that I've done. I wouldn't have the life experience to talk about the things that I've done. I wouldn't have met the people that I've met now if I hadn't joined the Corps. 100%, there's no way.
Yeah.
And to bring it back, because they were our benefits.
Let's stay on it. And this is going to be prep. So when I went through prior to joining, so I was in Marine Cadets, and
I did as well, actually.
Yeah, so I went and I loved it. I was, went travelling to like Portsmouth, Plymouth, all these different places, like doing the Marine camps and stuff. Gives you the foundation knowledge. Marine Cadets are really good. It was Sea Cadet Corps, but it was part of the Marine Cadets were part of that. And it was really good to give you the Corps history, but then there was no, like we said, there was no YouTube or Instagram or anything. So that was where you get your knowledge from. Occasionally you'd have a Royal Marine visit and he'd say, oh yeah, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. But what that can also do as well, it can have a negative effect on recruiting. So I went into Marine Cadets and it exposed me to the commando test, the 4 commando tests, the endurance, Tarzan, 9 miler and 30 miler. And I was sat there at 12, 13 years old going, I ain't going to be able to pass that.
I'll never be able to do that.
I'm never going to be able to do that.
Impossible.
Started to fail myself. Which is something that we get all the time.
That's massive nowadays.
Yeah, and this is part of prep. Top 4 inches. Everything starts there. All right. First you have to want it.
Yeah.
Then you have to apply yourself. You have to be disciplined and apply yourself, and then just go through it. Do not fail yourself. Let me fail you. If I'm going to fail you, or one of the instructors at CTC fails you, they fail you. Okay, you failed. All right. Okay, what do I need to work on to come back? If it's physical, fine. If it's medical, probably you're not going to be able to come back, and that's just unfortunate. But physical failings are obviously the biggest and the most common failing points in commando training and CPC, and understanding that. I remember when I was on the CPC team again, 2018, I had a lad from London, and I've forgotten his name, and I'm sorry if you're watching this. He was a real young lad. He lived with his mum in London and his brothers and sisters, and I think part of his time, and it's probably quite common to people watching this now, he was a carer for his younger brothers and sisters because his mum was either working or she was incapable of caring for the children. So the majority of his time was made up of looking after his brothers and sisters. And I had to tell this lad he'd failed, and it comes from a generation where everyone gets a medal. Now, everyone gets a medal it serves a purpose to the people that can't afford or can't struggle to apply themselves to things to get medals. But also, it's messed the generation up a little bit because people have gone, oh, well, I don't need to do anything. Now, if you're looking at going, oh, yeah, I'll just sign up and that'll be me, I'm done. That mindset is completely, incorrect. And you're going to be hit by a steam train probably. Yeah. It's going to.
You don't play at commando training.
No, you've got to. So again, going back to that lad, I had to tell this lad he'd failed, and he was devastated. And to be honest, after he'd walked out the office, I had to have a couple of minutes, and I'm not ashamed of admitting that, before the next bloke come in. Because you just assume everyone comes from your background. I was fortunate enough, mum and dad are still together, come from a loving background. We didn't have much money, but we had love, we had care and support. And so if I needed something, my mum and dad would do the best to make sure I was exposed to it to get it. I just presume that lad came from the same background. And that's the thing, in commando training, you've got 60 lads from different backgrounds.
You just don't know, do you?
No. And it's, the preparation involved, you've got to apply yourself. No matter what environment you're from, you have to apply yourself, and it is hard.
Something with the preparation side of it, and I've said this to quite a few people now, who, like him, I'm not saying he sounded like he absolutely did what he could do with the small amount of time that he had. But I have people that say, there's no swimming pool near me, so I can't do swimming. And I'm like, you do realise these tests don't bend for anyone. When you fail the swim, the PTI won't go, how far away was the pool from your house? Oh, far away. Yeah, don't worry then, mate, you're in. Yeah. You're out, see you later.
Yeah.
Your problem.
Yeah.
So preparation is like knowing that. Like the rules are the rules, the scores are the scores. If you don't get them, see you later.
Yeah.
You've got to prepare to pass these tests.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I think as well, a lot of the stuff which I'm getting quite annoyed with at the moment, and I don't know if it's society or what, I don't know. And I feel sorry for these kids these days because they're just they've been born at the time they were born, and that's they're playing the game at the level that they're at. But it's like, what do I need to get?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What's the pass?
Yeah.
What's the pass mark? We say this to people on our training program. We won't discuss minimum scores with you. If you ask me what the minimum scores are, you won't get a reply. Because that's the mindset I want you to be in. That is the wrong question. And you will get the wrong answer.
It just annoys me, mate. And
it's how much can I get?
Yeah, I get it. Look, you know, if I go on a test tomorrow, I'm going to do everything I can to find out what they're going to ask me, how they're going to deliver it, how they're going to question me, what I'm going to be tested on. I'm going to do it. That's preparation. You know, you can't tell someone to prepare and then just go, oh yeah, turn up. You're contradicting yourself. But that is mindset to me. So we talk about commando mindset. That is, you know, the ability to just adapt and overcome and just get the job done. However necessary, just get that job done. And that is, you know, Commandos invented World War II. Rogue Heroes, I've been watching that at the moment on Netflix. I've been watching it because I know the next series is coming out soon. Yeah. And you look at them lads, and, you know, Guy Ritchie does his own work, mate. That lad.
Good, isn't it?
Oh. Yeah, mate. He does his own work. He goes to those camps, and he's like, right, what, you know, what's the language you'd learn? What's the weapons drills you'd be doing? You know, how would you deal with this? What would you know, the one-lined banter and stuff, that sort of stuff. But you look at how they got the job done. Like the first one was a fail, right? Okay, that doesn't mean it's not going to work. That just means, you know, we've got to change something. Don't just keep going. If it's not working, that's the definition of insanity. Expecting a different outcome.
First attempt in learning.
Yeah, right. What do I need to change? Because look in the mirror and start with that. Whatever's looking back at you, that's what you need to change first. Don't, oh well, the corporal did this or the careers advisor told me this. No, what have you done? You know, apply yourself, speak to yourself, your mindset, not theirs. And I think that's big at the moment. He's getting, you know, the individual, no ego, work on your own mindset and yeah.
Something that I like to push into people on our program, whatever, because everyone wants help now. People want guidance, people want help, they want a mentor, they want someone to sort of help and talk them through it. Is a point to stress is this is not just a fitness test. People say like, oh, I want to pass Marines training. That's my goal. I want to pass training. No. You don't pass it and get a medal like at a marathon and then go home to your job. This is then your job. You're training to be a Royal Marine, right? When you get to basic training, it's not just phys every day. You're being a soldier. Like, you've got to be 5 minutes early. You've got to call them corporal, call them staff. You've got to be doing this. You've got to be on time. You've got to be smart. You've got to be dressed out. You've got to be a good soldier. Everyone, yeah, being fit's great for like training. Being a camp soldier is one thing, but everyone says, is he a good soldier? When you get to a unit, everyone says, is he a good soldier? Like, it's what you're training to be. So the preparation for the phys is one thing, but it's also thinking in your mind, I'm going to be a soldier. I need to prepare for that. Because at the end of the day, you don't pass training and get a medal and go home. You pass training, get a beret and potentially go to war straight after.
Yeah, mate. Look, if you're joining the Marines to change your status on Facebook or Instagram or something like that, mate, you're in the wrong game. If you want to come in a corps and do 4 years basic time, get a couple of qualifications, get a few Chad Fots and just go outside and you know, make a career out of that. Yeah, good effort, mate. Well done. When you pass commando training, you've opened the gates. You're at the start line.
Yeah.
36 weeks, whatever, they change, it'll be 41 next week and probably 32 the week after. 30 weeks was 30 weeks. And that's all it is, 30 weeks. Once you've opened them gates, now you've opened the book. And now you're writing your chapters. And that is, for me, that is about being a commando. That is about being a Royal Marine. And the people you meet are an absolute load of knobheads in the Marines. You will. You only meet them once, but you'll meet them. But you'll also meet some absolute legends. And look at the people that go on to become, oh, Jesus, I can speak to diplomats that used to be Royal Marines, like MPs that used to be Royal Marines, movie stars that used to be Royal Marines, because they're doers. They go out and they get the job done, and they still come back. Hey, Ginge, how's it going, mate? You know, they're just down to earth, humble people. And I think when you have to look at why. Again, we start with why. Why am I joining the Royal Marines? Why am I doing it? Am I doing it because I want to be cool? I want to walk into a pub and tell everyone I'm a Royal Marine? Or am I doing it because I want to be that person who is smartly dressed, you know, able to learn and wants to learn, wants to absorb as much as they can from everyone they meet, wants to infuse and encourage and help people, wants to be the best version of them that they can be.
Want to change your life. You know, we spoke about people that have come from money, but we haven't spoke about the opposite end. You know, some people, this is to better yourself forever. Like, to get around a better environment than what you're in now. You know, that
if
is
you're
a driving
a
factor.
millionaire or if you're poor and you join the Royal Marines, you're already bettering yourself.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you're not. It's not. It doesn't matter. Money is irrelevant. Background is irrelevant. Sex, race, gender, whatever is irrelevant.
Is he a good soldier?
If you get into that band of brothers, you have bettered yourself. All right. You have put yourself into a pool of people that will make you better. They will make you better, because if you don't, they'll out you, mate. Yeah. And I don't mean by bullying you. There'll be nothing physical, but they will not stand by and let something slip. Let you walk past incorrectly dressed. You know, I was going to say not shaven.
Shaven.
I'm on leave at the moment. Look, they and you know those sort of standards and bearings that are maintained, you then maintain them through life.
And through everything else too, and this is like an important thing to stress. People go, oh, why have I got to have my haircut? Why have I got to have my boots polished? Why have I got to... Because if you're that anal about that, how anal will you be when it comes to cleaning your weapon?
Exactly.
How anal will...
Yeah.
It's not will you be in an OP checking out the enemy?
Mate, right, I've had this conversation. It was a deep conversation the other day with WO2, who's a real good mate of mine. He won't be watching this because he's not on social media, but real good mate of mine.
He's missing out.
I'm not going to mention his name. I have got mates. It was at Johnny's top table. It was at Richard's top table, and he's like, nah, people aren't shaving. Right, that's it, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, right, I'm going to balance this discussion. Why? Why do we have to shave? Now, there's probably a lot of, you know, WO1s out there who are good mates who are going, I'm going to rip your head off when I see it. Look, I get it. I get, that's a prop con.
It's quite impressive.
Yeah, I did
Follow it down.
Yeah, demo with a watch on as well. Look, I get, it's the ability to follow orders.
Yeah.
All right? It is the ability to go to adhere to orders and do the job. You will shave, you will keep your hair cut certain length, blah, blah, blah. What I struggle to understand, I don't struggle to understand it. I understand it because I shave every day. When I'm in the Marines, when I'm at work, I shave every single day. When I go on leave, like I am now, I'll let it grow a little bit because I do get a bit of a...
You're trying, I can see a bit.
Thanks, babe. Cute, innit?
One day.
I get a bit of a reaction there, so I let it go now and again. But
nice.
Look, maintaining those standards and adhering to orders. Why? Because you signed up for that. My question is why? Why do we have to shave? If you turn up like this to commando training or to a commando unit, passed out, and you know the 6-section battle drills, you know the principles of defence, and you can soldier, you can sling a weapon, and your in-date fitness test, and your in-date weapon handling test, I ain't got a problem. Yeah. You can do the job. You're on time. I ain't got a problem with that. No. I have not got a problem, and that's the problem we have at the moment. Is you've got people now that are like, he's not shaving, he's not got his haircut, he's not this, he's not that. Yeah, but mate, you're out of date fitness test for years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And this is something, the fitness will take you so far in your career, but being a soldier is what it's about first and foremost, I think. We've got to remember, when you're going through training, there is an end goal to be a soldier, not to be a bloke on Facebook with massive arms who gets to show off to everyone. You're going to be a soldier, you're probably going to go to war, and you've got to keep that end goal in mind. So part of the Commando Prep, we've spoke about why you would, like your why, we've spoke about that. We've spoke about the mindset you can try and get yourself in, the mindset you're going to have when you're actually in there. So I suppose part of the prep, part of the Commando Prep is doing the right things before you go. So a lot of people that I have speak to me, I went on my CPC, I paid for a PT down at Pure Gym, and I failed. No disrespect to PTs at Pure Gym. And I failed. And I was like, well, what were you training specifically towards the Royal Marines fitness test? And he went, well, I was doing this training. I said, well, you know, does the person who's coaching you even know what the tests are? Do they even know what the Royal Marines entry requirements are? Probably not. Like, specific training to your end goal is massive. So I was training wrong. I was thinking like Rocky, go out and run, drink eggs, drink chicken soup because it's got chicken in it, and you're going to be fucking massive. It doesn't matter whether you're massive. It doesn't matter whether you're big, small, skinny. That if you pass training, that's what it looks like. I've seen people that have passed that have been tall, skinny, people that have passed that have been chunky. And, you know, everyone goes, I want to bulk up for the Marines. No, you don't. I want to cut for the Marines. No, you don't.
So the common question I'm getting asked at the moment is, what's the ideal weight do I need to be? And
body fat, I've had that one as well. What body fat do I need to be? Like,
like
relax.
The Royal Marines, well, I'm not going to mention the weight because it might change by the time this video comes. It might go up and down, I don't know. But you have to be a certain weight to join the Royal Marines. Go and research out and find out what it is, and whatever it is at the time, that's the weight you need to be. Now, people will say, oh, what's the ideal weight? Look, go out, run a distance in a certain time that you're required to do. Do your press-ups, do your pull-ups, do your sit-ups, and whatever weight you are there, that you can do those tests and pass them tests comfortably, operate at that weight. And through training, your weight will fluctuate. You know, there'll be times when you're in the gym and you're absolutely shredded. Nods from week 1 to like week 6 are absolutely shredded. And then all of a sudden you go into bottom field, slower. It's slower down because you're adding weight. Yeah. You can't run like a 3-minute cam circuit pace on bottom field. You'll burn yourself out. You know, so everything's a little bit more slowed down, it's a bit more aerobic, so you need that body fat, a little bit more body fat. And the dominoes start coming, you start getting comfortable, you know, so things like that will, you know, it will happen. But again, with your preparation, look, the Royal Marines have just brought out the Commando Ready app. Brilliant platform, good. It's a good opportunity. It's going to be good. All right. I'll be 100% honest. I speak to the people that develop it, and what I will say is they're willing to go, right, give us a feedback now. We need the feedback. So I get the feedback from the lads, and there is a few teething problems, like everything, but that platform will be good. We'll get to a point where it'll be like, right, follow this, do this, ask questions and everything else, and we'll develop it. It's agile. We're going to rinse, repeat it, and develop it into a platform that'll hopefully, you know, provide the candidate.
Yeah, good. And preparing physically by doing the specific training that you need to do. Preparing mentally, I suppose. This can be anything. I think down to small disciplines of setting your alarm for 6 a.m. every day and getting used to it. A good daily habit of waking up at a time and sticking to it. Not pressing snooze, not rolling over, not curling up, because you can't do that when you get to training. You'll be called Jack, which is selfish. You won't be helping the lads like wash up. You don't have to. You can't be. You can't roll. You cannot do that. So why not get into good habits now? Preparing your mind for things like that. Preparing yourself, forging resilience early. So, it's raining outside. I'll just go and use the treadmill. Well, that's not going to happen in basic training. If it rains, you're out running. So get used to it. Yeah. Get used to it. I know we don't like it, but get out.
A study came out recently about the Royal Marines being like one of the most undesirable jobs, right? And this was like literally a couple of days ago. I think it was third behind 2 fast food chains. I won't mention them. I reckon in 2002 when I joined, Royal Marines was probably still third as the most undesirable job because no one knows what we do. Everyone thinks that you're at war every single day. Mate, trust me. If I could just give you my mind and my head for a couple of minutes and just put that on and have a look at where I've been and what I've done and how we've done it, you'd be like, that'd be bottom of the list. I guarantee it. And I think the kids today, and the kids back then, no, I had a paper round. I had to get up at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock every morning to deliver the papers to get back for 6 o'clock. And, you know, no one wants to do that in November, in December. No one wants to do commando training, ever.
No one wants to play out
King's Badgeman don't want to redo that again. But he's done it and he's got through and now he's writing his book. And that's the problem. When you look at commando, being a commando and commando training, don't just look at commando training, look at the lifestyle afterwards. And that's, you know, that's the problem, the mindset. You have to gear that mind into what's to come. You know, go through the lows to get to the highs. And that's where a lot of people get it wrong, I think.
Yeah, you have to. And preparing physically, preparing mentally, forging resilience, forming good habits before you go, all good parts of Commando Prep. Before we wrap up, is there any other little tips about Commando Prep you'd want to give to anyone before they come? If you could just get someone now at home and say, I advise.
Just look, don't get you in from a reliable source. don't keep going to the same source as well, because that same source might keep talking about something. So what I'm talking about here is CPC. If that same source is talking about the RMFA all the time, the bleep test, the bleep test, the bleep test, you come up, you nail your bleep test, and then you go in the pool and fail your swim. Don't forget about the next one. You've got a pool of crocodiles. Concentrate on all of them. Knock the first one out the park, and then just have a view of the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Mountains, crocodiles, however you want to envision that. There's a lot of obstacles in your way. All right. Don't think about the 30 miler yet. Have it in there. Know what it is. We'll get you ready for that. Concentrate on that RMFA, then your bleep test, then your bottom field, then your determination test. Now I'm in ROP. Right, what do I need to do here? Right, gym test, camp circuits, rope climbs, beam, all that sort of stuff. You need to get your head ready for that. But trust the instructors at CTC as well. Those lads have been handpicked from junior command courses, senior command courses, to be there and deliver the training. So yes, go out and get programs, do what you need to do prior to joining, get yourself ready to join. Once you're there, they'll teach you the map reading and the shooting and the climbing and everything else. Make sure you trust that team, because they are the good lads.